Hey, and welcome to A Yarn With Us. And today I have our latest new sponsor, Anthony McMahan from IT Psychiatrist. So it's really exciting to have you on board, mate. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you supporting AFQI, as will the whole community supporting them to come together. And of course, as always, first introduce yourself, please. Let's meet the person, and we'll talk about business later.
Hey, first of all, Ryan, look, thanks for the opportunity. It's really great to be here and be part of the broader AFQI team. Introduce myself. It's a tricky one because where do you start with this kind of conversation? I'm out here west. I moved to Auckland about 10 years ago now.
Yep.
Out here west, 2 kids and 2 dogs have been, I guess we'll call it part of the bubble family, alongside my wife, obviously, as well. So I've got a 5-year-old. He's just about to start school. Got a 6-month-old, and then we've got 2 very noisy dogs, a border collie and a schnauzer. So if we do hear them going off during this conversation, I do apologise, but they'll probably be barking at the postman. Being from Wellington as well, even though I'm up in Auckland now, I'm a black and yellow runs through my veins. I'm a massive rugby supporter, massive rugby fan. You and I have had some great chats, Ryan, around rugby, but for me, it's the Hurricanes, the Lions, and begrudgingly North Harbour as well. I could never bring myself to support Auckland, but now that I live in Massey, I can support North Harbour.
I can hear John Holly cringing out there right now. I don't know if you know John, but he's a big Blues supporter. Neil Forster, a massive Otago supporter. You've met him on AFQI Cafe. And look, talk about the kids and the cat and the dog. Your daughter, isn't it, who's 6 months? Son is 5. Yeah. So your daughter's world famous in AFQI, having it on your knee, and also to AFQI Cafe. So yeah, real family affair. This is really what AFQI is about. Get to meet the person and the family. And look, I'll talk about rugby all day, so better not. So let's move on to what impact are you making? Tell us about what you're doing there, Anthony.
Yeah, look, again, Ryan, I'm going to start a little bit further back because what I do now has probably been a bit of a journey through where I've come from. So I tell people I've been working in the tech industry for 20 years. I do hardware. I've come through that service management, that operational and strategic focus of technology. So I did 13 years at BNZ, ranging from managing major incidents right through to enterprise architecture. And for those people watching who aren't familiar with what an EA or an enterprise architect does, we're sort of bringing together the business and the technology element and trying to shape a strategy that shows how tech's going to enable the business. Big businesses, whether it be a BNZ, a Vodafone, a Spark, or large companies, they can afford to have this team of people around them that shape their technology to deliver the outcomes they need. But when you break it down to small and medium businesses, and particularly medium size, they can't afford to have that capacity around them, but they can afford to learn from it and benefit from it. And they definitely need to be thinking the same as well. Technology shapes a business, whether it's big, small, medium, or large. So when the opportunity came up for me to leave the bank and go out and bring that enterprise thinking to the mid-sized market, that's exactly what I did. And what I'm working with my clients and working with the customers around me on is to help them shape their mindset around people, process, technology, and information, and making sure that all of that wraps together to be able to transform their business. One of the clients I've been working with recently, when they brought me on, they were looking to incorporate artificial intelligence into their solutions. One of my first challenges with them was actually working out what they wanted, what capabilities they wanted AI to power, and also then taking them through a journey where they had a proper delivery channel and a proper delivery method on it. Also incorporated a recommendation engine, and they are working on inventory management control into the offerings that they have. Now, a recommendation engine, those of you who have been on Netflix or Amazon are familiar with. People like you bought stuff like this. Recommendations, apparently, they actually contribute up to 35% of Amazon's revenue annually. So, not to be sniffed at if you're an e-commerce retailer. So it's bringing that kind of thinking in and getting that client to understand that AI is not this magic bullet, but actually a bunch of different capabilities that you can power up. So yeah, that's the impact I like to think I'm making, is helping businesses think more strategically about their tech.
That's brilliant, mate. And I really like that phrase, bringing enterprise experience to the mid-market. You fill the gap of people that don't know what they don't know. You open their eyes and mind to the opportunity. So it sounds like a fantastic modus operandi. And our next question, which is your AFQI experience. Always fascinated to hear people's response to this. Can be whatever you want to say. So fire away.
Yeah, look, and it's funny you asked this because at the start of the year, I made a very public statement on LinkedIn that I was retiring from all after five networking events. Part of the reason I gave away after five networking events was, you know, I'd been going to quite a few. What I was finding for the ones I was going to, you're often meeting the same people. You're often ending up in the same group. You know, it's not networking. It's just the same people over and over again. And being in Auckland, you know, I could go to the North Shore and I'm still half an hour away from home, or I could go to the city and I'm still half an hour away from home. And I was looking at my kids going, after five, I really want to spend a bit of time with them and help get them ready. The AFQI online, the after five version. Attended a couple of those and just really loved the flow, and again connecting with old people, but it wasn't the same people over and over again. It was a chance to meet these new people. So I guess what I'm doing, you know, nothing's ever final. What I'm really keen for is the next in-person event so that I can get back out there and get to a real AFQI and make that. I won't go to any other after five events, but that'll be the one that I do go to.
Well, mate, I am absolutely honoured to hear that, and you're the perfect storm for AFQI, having come to AFQI, been involved, seen it and been a part of it, and then approaching me to say be interested in sponsoring, which means, you know, you're supporting everyone coming in and enjoying what you're enjoying. So thank you so much from everybody who attends and myself as well.
Not
Now, our last question is the one I like, the big fun one, is what's the coolest thing in tech according to you? Now, that's not the coolest thing on internet trends, but you personally. So it doesn't have to be anything grandiose, just whatever it happens to be.
Look, it's funny when you put this question in the email invite ahead of this, and it got me thinking a little bit about what is the coolest. And, you know, I've got a lot of tech around me. Where we are at home, we've got Philips Hue bulbs in the lounge to help control the lighting while we're trying to watch movies and stuff. We've got Chromecast. We've got everything. Everything's wired up around the house. We've got a mesh Wi-Fi. The whole thing. It's cool. You know, I'm a Samsung guy. I've got a Galaxy Watch. I've got the Galaxy Buds, and I'm like, what's the coolest thing in tech? And then I remembered during lockdown, we went through and cleared out the garage, and we found a piece of tech that we've been able to start using again, and it's going to be a sanity saver. You know, with a 5-year-old son, we'll be going on a car ride, we'll be going on a drive somewhere, and we'll be listening to the music. My wife and I quite like our music, so we'll have the radio on. And then from the back, can I have the wheels on the bus? Or can I have this? Or can I have that? So he's got his CDs, and kids have CDs. So he's wanting to play those, and we've got the CD player in the car, so let him have a round of Wheels on the Bus or the Stinkosaurus or some of the Beatrix Potter books. But you can't do that forever, and you can't stay sane as a parent. And going through the garage, we actually dug out an old Discman.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
An old Discman, and it still works. And that's the most incredible part, is that chuck a couple of double A's in, and this still works. And this piece of 20-year-old tech has probably made our car rides a lot more enjoyable. You know, we've been for a couple of rides since lockdown, not big drives, but we've been able to take this in the car. And when we get can I have my music? It's like, sure, you can put it in your Discman and off you go. The simple thing is for a kid as well, you know, the buttons are very easy to get the hang of. So it's not like he has to have a degree in astrophysics to figure out how to use this old piece of equipment. He just puts in a CD and off he goes. The trick is with any 5-year-olds and dirty fingers is reminding him that he can't touch the back and that he's got to be very careful. But education and appreciation. So that's the coolest thing in tech right now for me.
Mate, that's a great one. I think that's quite magic, and there'll be a lot of parents out there that'll be going, "Oh, where's my Discman?" Well, we have got through it all quite nicely. So now it's time to wrap up. Watching Ka kite anō. We will see you. We'll hear from you on June the 9th at AFQY, the Vision Week themed edition. And thank you so much for supporting the community and help enabling us to all get together.
Not a problem. Thanks for the opportunity. Cheers, Ryan.
Thank you.